starting to frame this back wall to the bedroom. And what I'm gonna do is line it up with this beam so I can hide that in the wall. You can see this plate up here is sticking out ever so slightly further than the beam, so I'm actually gonna line my top plate up with that. So I drilled holes through the beam and I'm basically gonna screw my top plate to that. I'm basically just gonna level down from that plate, screw my top plate on there, then I'm gonna level down to a bottom plate along the ground and then just stud it in. All right, here you go. Boom, it's level, and they will be able to screw drywall up here, and then there'll be studs all underneath here. So the drywall will just span over that, and it'll be buried. And then on this side, that gets a ceiling on it, so that'll all be hidden. Boom. All right, I started to frame in this bedroom. I got, you can see the new lumber here that I started to frame in. The door to the bedroom is done. Easy and simple way to build soffits and bulkheads. Rip plywood to the depth you want your soffit to be. Then you put a nailer on the bottom along there. I'm laying my 2x4s flat so that I can keep my ceiling as high as possible. Nail a nailer onto it and then chalk a line on the ceiling and nail a nailer onto the ceiling. And then just put it up tight to the ceiling and tack it all the way along there with a nailer. And you have a nice parallel to the floor joist soffit. So I showed you how I framed that up. Then I come to the middle and I basically have a double-sided nailer there, and it doesn't hang down at all like over there. And then I will lay my 2x4s on the flat and nail straight up into these. And as you can see, leveling it isn't crucial because I'm just going off what the floor is, and the floor is pretty good, but I just put it on there just to check it. And I mean, I'm, like you can tell there, my lasers, it's within a 1/16 there. and I'm bang on there. So that's pretty good. I'm happy with that. So I have that all the way down. That's all the way across there. And then I'll put a ledger along this wall that I will carry those over as well. And I'll figure out a way to put a ledger over here. This should be the last of it. Another day, another 40 2x4s. All right, this is where I got to yesterday. I got about half the rafters in, and I have all this to go, and I have to frame in front of the bathroom there. Finish framing the bathroom and the ceiling in there. And I have to frame a door in front of here. And that's about it as far as framing goes. I quit a little early yesterday because I ran out of lumber and I needed to go get more. So brought that in this morning and we're ready to rock. In a previous video, I talked about my hammer modification. I've been using this for probably 4 days now. It is, yeah, way better. I feel like in the past I would use this for a while and then within a day I'd switch back to my other hammer because I just didn't like it. I haven't wanted to do that, so here we go. I think I fixed the problem. I like the hammer, like what I did. All right, so I got all the ceiling framed in, and now what I'm doing is because this is 8 feet with a 2x4 on flat, I don't trust it to not sag with drywall on it. So what I'm doing is I call these rat runs. I basically pick out straight 2x4s and I tuck them up in there. And then I nail these kind of down the center, and then I tie this support up to the floor joist so that it basically supports these in the middle. And so that's what I'm doing now, kind of on both sides, because these are both 8-foot 2x4s. So I'll support that one, I'll support that one, and it should make a rock solid ceiling. So here's a prime example. Once it's tied up to the ceiling, you can see it up here. There's no movement there at all. But then I haven't put it in over here yet. And you can move it quite a bit, so those make a big difference. Here's kind of an odd detail to try to avoid the ceiling cutting off some of the window. I essentially just built a plywood box that sits on top, and I have it all nailed into the floor joist so it's nice and solid. And I basically just created something for the drywallers to drywall, and that'll get corner bead around here. And I left enough so that my trim can go in there and finish out nice, so I didn't have some goofy finish there. And as far as the rest of the framing goes, I have a bulk of it done. I got the closet under the stairs framed. The bathroom just needs the ceiling, and this is the only part of the ceiling that's left. My mechanical guy is coming to eliminate this step down. I didn't want to build a box lower than the ceiling currently to accommodate for that. So he is just going to flush that out with this one so that my ceiling can stay the same height. So I'm waiting on that. That'll happen Monday. I have to frame the ceiling down in the bathroom. I just got finished framing that back wall in, so I can push the tub a little bit this way to hide the hole in the floor for the plumbing. And then after that's done, the only thing that's left is I have to frame 2 closets in this back bedroom. One to hide the sump pump, a mechanical closet, and also just a regular linen closet in the front corner here. And then we're all done framing.